Good afternoon, everyone. Today's question is, why does it feel like my mother cannot relate to me as an adult? So as we saw yesterday, it's vital as adult survivors of a narcissistic parent to really begin to comprehend the emotional neglect that is at the heart of the experience of having a narcissistic parent. That is the main area that we need to work on in order to heal. Now, today we're looking at another aspect of having a narcissistic mother, and it ties into yesterday's video in that we know that narcissists are emotionally only at age between 2 and 3, generally. And as such, they have no ability or desire to raise a healthy, independent, secure individual, because that doesn't serve them. They don't want you healthy and flourishing and becoming all the adult you can be, because that is going to show them up. They don't want that. And we're going to explore this a bit more now in this video today. Now, if you had an overt parent, and sometimes this can be the case, you might have an overt father and a covert mother. You may have only one of these. But if you had an overt parent, generally they will see you as an appliance or an object. You're just one of the objects, supporting them in their starring role of their life. And everyone is seen as that, just a part to help them to be center stage. They're not necessarily like the covert type. And what distinguishes them from the covert type is that the covert narcissist, and many mothers are covert narcissists, they are calculating. So the covert parent is the one that uses stealth to manipulate and control their children. So they see them as a means to an end to meet their needs for supply, for validation, to maintain their sense of esteem and their false self-image. So the covert narcissistic mother, which we're going to focus on today, because most mothers who are narcissists are, well, tend to be in the covert role. They target their children's self-esteem. They target their confidence, their self-image, their cognition, so how they think about themselves and the world. They target everything, your psyche, your whole inner world. All of it is subject to their stealthy, premeditated attempts to subvert you and keep you suppressed. Now, many covert narcissistic mothers are pretty good with children between, infant and toddler. But as soon as that stage is passed and the child begins to assert or show signs of healthy individuation and attempts at separation, that's where the covert narcissistic mother just cannot accept it. She sees anything of that nature, any kind of assertion or independence, as a challenge, direct challenge to her control. And likewise, the covert narcissistic mother will see any attempt in you to be an adult, other than when she needs you to be, obviously, as a personal attack on her. She believes you're actually doing it on purpose when you try to be, confident, assertive, an adult, a businesswoman. Oh, she will see it as if you're subtly, or not so subtly, trying to make her feel bad, trying to make her feel less than you, trying to compete with her. So if you try to have an adult conversation, for example, you might be sharing about some progress you've made at work, or you led the team meeting, and you managed to get everything done productively. You may catch for a moment a flash. It's almost like a dark flash that goes over her eyes. It's almost the tension changes in the room as you share about your independence and your being an adult. You see, you're not allowed to be successful or mature or independent or responsible as an adult. She simply cannot have that happen because she doesn't know how to be herself. And she is only happy when you are in that toddler role, in the child role. That's the only way she can maintain her control over you. She wants you back when she had complete dominance over you and where you adored her without question. You see, if you succeed as an adult, then she loses. But she loses you, and she's also left behind without anyone to feed her, adore her, and soothe her. She needs to infantilize you. And you will find her saying things like, you may have heard these actually, you're sharing about this wonderful promotion or whatever. You might be wearing a lovely suit or, looking particularly adult. And she'll say, oh, that's so sweet. Give you a little pat on the head. Or, oh, look at you, Miss Big Boots. Or, okay, yeah, but are you eating your vegetables? You look a bit pale. Or, oh, that's a nice smart top. It reminds me of you when you were a toddler in your blue top. Do you remember? Or she may do it via gestures without using words. Well, with using words as well, but in the gesture. Here you go. Take this £10. I think your money is a bit tight, isn't it? Or I made you this pie or whatever it might be, because I don't think you're looking after yourself properly. Or finally, here's the form I was telling you about, the document. Well, I went and got it for you because I know you won't if I don't. So yes, it is a bit laughable actually, but that feeling that you might get when you're with your parent of rising anger and frustration at this sense of being treated like a 2-year-old, feeling belittled. It's not just her being motherly, and it's not you that's the problem. Your gut is screaming at you. You're being manipulated. You're being attacked. Actually, it's not your narcissistic mother that's being attacked. She's doing the attacking. No, it's a calculated tool, infantilization, and it's a means primarily of just getting in there and just playing with your emotions, of dysregulating you. Because when someone's dysregulated, they're more vulnerable to low self-esteem, of being controlled. And so that's what she's doing. She's demonstrating her power over you by her words and her actions. Because as soon as you react, that's evidence for her that she is still in control over you. She still has power over you. So once again, she's asserting her dominance over you by robbing you of your independence and your self-esteem And that is her aim, to stamp you back down to toddlerhood. It also means she's forcing you to stay small so that she won't lose in the fantasy competition she is in with you in her mind. And the thing is, it feels, I mean, I hear this from clients, it just feels like you can't escape it. It's like, what do you do? How do you ever? It's like she still does have power over you when you see her. When she does these things, it does cause frustration, it does cause angst, and people can feel like they don't know if they'll ever be free. But I'm here to tell you, you will be. You 100% can be. That's the work I do, actually. So what do we do meanwhile? And this is quite a tough one, this situation. Well, I want to encourage you, don't ever hold back on dressing as an adult when you're around your parents, because subconsciously sometimes we do that to protect ourselves. We hold back from being assertive and, being confident, because we know it might mean that we're belittled. We might be sent into confusion, which is what the whole purpose is. So don't hold back on that. Rather observe the reaction in your mother. You may even want to call it out. You might want to say, oh gosh, Mum, that sounds like something you'd say to a 3-year-old. Just a friendly reminder, I'm 38. I wish I was 38. And then you might want to crack a joke about it and say, oh no, I don't ever eat any vegetables. I exist only on packets of crisps. That takes the sting out of it. And obviously don't give her much info moving forward about your life. So she has no means of getting in there. One of the effects can also be that we really struggle as adults to be assertive and confident. The subconscious mind is holding us back from that because it believes it's unsafe, that we'll be rejected. So this is really key to do some work here on one's self-esteem and one's inner dialogue. And that is exactly what we do in my course. So if you're wanting to take some action on this, if you want to step out of that toxic control, look no further. If you're looking for something that's really focused and structured, and you want a safe space and somebody safe to work with who gets this, then I'll leave my Calendly link after this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share and subscribe, and leave a comment too. It's always lovely to get people's experience or thoughts and opinions. That makes it so much more interesting and beneficial for all of us, myself included. All right, thank you, everybody. Tomorrow, part 3 on the narcissistic mother. Take care. Bye now.